Good morning, everybody. We are so excited to be doing another episode of Catching Up with the Walkers. We are back at the house. We had an amazing trip. It was a little hard to do catching up with the Walkers consistently on the trip, but we made it work. We had fun, but it's good to be home and back on the farm.
Yeah, I'm glad to be doing this from the house as opposed to sitting by the RV or inside the RV, which we did. And we made it work, but this is just a little more comfortable because we get to do this while the kids are still asleep. So while it may require getting up a little extra early and breaking in the new Alaska cup.
I got the one that the kids and Gary got me for Mother's Day. Impossible is God's starting point because we're back to reality and I got to keep all these little positive treasures in my head.
Yeah. And today's shirt, Merle Haggard, America. If you don't love it, leave it. And that is in honor of Memorial Day.
Okay.
Because we missed out on Memorial Day.
We did.
When we were in Alaska.
Well, we didn't miss out. We celebrated. We were thankful. We were grateful, but we weren't able to make a video.
I didn't get to speak my piece.
Oh, okay.
And wear my shirt.
Okay.
So today, I get to wear my Merle Haggard shirt that I got at the Merle Haggard concert that Cassie and I went to with our friends just about a year or less before he passed away. So very thankful for that. That time we got to go to that and enjoy that with friends.
The first one got canceled, right?
Yes. So the first one got canceled. The second one probably should have got canceled. I think one of his lungs was like on the verge of collapsing. But I'll tell you what, Merle pushed through. He was an entertainer to the core. He put everything he had into that concert and we enjoyed it. It probably wasn't the best musical performance we'd ever heard, but it's probably my all-time favorite.
This video is not about Merle Haggard, but that was Gary's 10 seconds of wisdom.
No.
Or
she completely missed where I was going with that. Mm-hmm. Because the friendships that we had whenever we were with friends at that Merle Haggard concert leads into the topic that we're going to talk about today.
See, he's always making it connect.
I'm always playing chess while Cassie's over here playing checkers.
Cassie's just tired.
So
I just go with the flow. Usually I let him start talking and then I realize what we're talking about and I pick up from there. But today I said, I'll start it.
That's a joke.
So got the price tag on
No, it's got a little sticker. It wouldn't come off. I did rinse the cup out and like hand wash it in the sink, but I didn't want to fight the sticker this morning, so I'll do a better job of getting the knife out. It says Alaska established 1959. That's not that long ago.
Yeah.
The last frontier.
I should have used mine. I'll have to show them on the next one what I picked out.
Yeah, and also, sorry, chasing rabbits here. Baseball season's back, so I got the Atlanta Braves hat on.
Go Cards.
So like Cassie's a Cardinals fan, I'm a Braves fan. We will probably be in either probably in St. Louis or Atlanta in the next year or two because it's on my bucket list.
You guys know he said 50 states in 5 years.
It's on my bucket list for us to catch a Braves-Cardinals game so Cassie can watch her Cardinals get beat by the Braves.
Well, but we both have to admit we haven't watched much baseball in the last few years. I don't even know who's currently on the team.
I know a few of the players, but guess what?
It goes back to your childhood.
It goes back to exactly.
Which actually, if I went back to my childhood, would have to be a Yankees fan because my dad was a Yankees fan.
Ooh.
But at some point, I got turned into a Cardinals fan.
Yeah, I don't know if we would have got married if you would have been a Yankees fan.
Which people are gonna be like Yankees, but my dad was a baseball player, and he liked I don't even remember. Oh, Mickey Mantle. No, yes, Mickey Mantle, right?
You know,
Babe Ruth.
Your dad liked the Yankee.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say.
Mickey Mantle played for the Yankees, I'm pretty sure, and he's from Spavinaw, which is just right up the road. Mm. So, and Babe Ruth played for the Yankees, right?
The Mickey Mantle 5K. Me and Ranger ran that 2 years ago.
We sure are chasing a lot of rabbits today.
So, you ready to go back to the topic? Mm-hmm. Okay, so back to the topic for the day. You saw us on our trip to Alaska on our vacation, and we're going to plan on doing a kind of a cost breakdown because I know some people ask for that, and we'll probably do it on this channel because it's a nice format to just sit down and visit and talk about it and about why those costs were the way they were. Haven't added all that up yet. Don't really know if I want to. Because
we did save a lot of money by doing things local and traveling with friends. And
yeah, and we budgeted for it. So I know it came out of the earmarked budget, but still, it was a lot of money. But
you just don't want to be reminded.
Yeah, it's just when you add it all up together. Like I paid for the flights last year, 2 years ago.
True.
I paid for the RV last year. Anyway, when you add it all up, it costs a little bit to go on vacations like that. But the reason we went on vacation was to see Alaska, but also to see a couple of our really good friends that we only get to see every 2 to 3 years.
Yes, a lot of you have made comments on the videos like, hey, are you going to introduce your friends? Hey, who's your friends? I know you guys here on Catching Up with the Walkers, I'm pretty sure you knew who they were because we had talked about who we were going to see and all that. But when we were videoing, we were trying to capture what we could without being destructive or without, taking away from what we were doing. And also, when you're not a YouTuber or a social media type person, you're not like, hey, put me on the camera. And so they would have got on the camera if we wanted them to, but it wasn't a big deal to them or us. We were just living in the moment. And then we would get home and I'd look at Gary and I'd be like, we probably could have at least put them on camera a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then we'd be like, okay, tomorrow we're going to see if they want to do a little interview. And then we would start living in the moment, doing vacation, having fun with the kids, and not even think about it.
Yeah, and whenever you have our 3 kids plus their 3-year-old, there's a lot of people to keep track of, especially on the adventures that we went on. So when you're walking on cliffs, like the edges of cliffs, you're walking on the edges of glaciers, you're right by like rivers that are running wild.
There's not time for much chit chat.
There's always some kid that needs some type of attention.
It was constantly us yelling at our kids or their kid and them yelling at our kids or their kid. Watch out, get away from there, stop doing that, come here, you're too close, grab them.
So to stop that completely and have all 4 of us talking on the camera at once didn't really make a lot of sense. And like you said, if you're not on social media a lot, which I don't think they are, they're not really big into social media, I'm not going to stick a camera in somebody's face and be like, hey, what's going on today? But we did at the end of the video on one of our last videos coming up. It'll probably be a couple more videos out. But when we visited a reindeer farm, we ended the video talking to Juju a little bit. So stay tuned for that if you want to kind of meet Juju. But
it still was very quick.
It was very quick.
The kids were running like mad.
Yeah.
So back to what we were talking about.
Yeah. So the whole reason I think we really went to Alaska was to see Alaska. But if we wouldn't have had friends up there and being able to knock out 2 things at once, basically visiting and catching up with friends and visit Alaska, we probably wouldn't have went.
No. We're like a lot of you who have commented and said, this has always been on my bucket list. I always said I was going to go, but I put it off. The kids were too young, or we were too busy, or we didn't have the money at the time, or it wasn't a good, we would have probably done that as well. You guys know that Sean and Brandy over at Keeping It Dutch have been talking a lot about it. Kevin at Hidden Heights has said it's on his bucket list, but Rachel's like, I ain't going there, it's cold. So lots of people want to go, and I think they will maybe end up going one day. But lots of people want to go. Lots of people dream about going. But to actually make us step out and go and take our kids that far and on that big of a trip.
That many days away from the homestead.
Yeah. Having dear friends was like the kicker to making it happen.
Yeah. And so that's what we wanted to talk about today was friends. And having friends that you don't see at all. Sometimes you don't even talk to for maybe 3 or 6 months at a time if they're not on social media. And you might send them a text every couple months and say, hey, how's the family and this and that. But you don't really stay in touch per se. Having friends like that you're away from for 2 to 3 years, and then within 5 minutes of being back together, you're instantly right back where you started.
Yeah, it's like you never left. It's not awkward. Her little boy is 3. He was like 1 when they were at our house. So, she's showed him pictures. We've FaceTimed and things. But like Gary said, it might be 2 or 3 months in between those times. And being little kids, Mazzy is at the age that she remembers vividly when they came to our house and when we went to their house. And she talks about them all the time. She misses them. She loves them. Ransom will remember more now because he's 4, but when they came here last, he doesn't remember. He sees pictures and he's like, oh yeah, they were here. So, the first little bit, we tried not to get in their little boy's face too much and smothering because he's like, who are these people? But really, it wasn't long that they were running around and playing and were like they had been best friends and played every single day. But like Gary said, it's truly amazing. And we have lots of dear friends like that. My best friends from high school and college and things that have moved off. When we get to visit them, it's like never left or pick up right where we left off.
Yeah, never missed a beat, so to speak.
And being able to have those type of friends in your life is truly amazing.
Yeah, it's really a gift from God to have those people that He puts in your life that you're able to go through life with. And they're in the same stage of life as we are. They're in their careers. They have small children there.
Another one on the way.
Yeah, another new baby coming. And similar to us, they're going through a lot of the things. So, where they're at geographically, where we're at, we have a lot of differences. But at the same time, we have so much in common that we kind of gravitate back to where we left off. And it was just refreshing to be able to spend time with them. And they took 10 days off of vacation too.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, that was a big thing.
I was surprised. I thought, excuse me, I thought maybe they'd take off 3, 4, maybe 5 days, hang out with us and be like, all right, guys, we got to go back to work. But they took off work the entire time we were there.
And I think some of that may have been they were coming off the pandemic just like us, had the vacation to use up. So I think that they were ready for a vacation just like we were.
I feel bad though, they didn't get to go anywhere and do anything other than their hometown.
They got to hang out with us. No, we had an absolute blast with them. So if you followed along over at Walker Farm Fam, then you saw some of the adventures we went on, and we didn't show all of them. Obviously, there was a lot of time that we just spent together.
Some people were mad we didn't show all of our food, but I would try to document the food. If we didn't have the camera, I'd try to use my phone. But with the kids and trying to get their food, and we were needing to eat and get out of a restaurant because, lots of kids in a restaurant is not fun for anybody. So that didn't happen, but we ate some really good food.
Yeah.
So we weren't able to show everything, but we showed, I feel like, quite a bit.
I think we showed as much as we could without like going overboard and getting into our vacation time, because that really was the point of the trip. I mean, we love YouTube and we like to share as much as we can with you, but it was also a getaway for us and a chance to have family time and time with our friends. So
it's one thing for Juju and I to be such great friends because we spent a lot of time together for 2 years on volleyball team at Seminole State. We practiced together, played together, had class together, but also we were roommates. So we were together pretty much 24/7.
Now, and if Juju's side of this story is
I was the annoying American.
Juju was trying to mind her own business. She didn't know any English, and Cassie walked up to her and was like, "You're going to learn English."
We should have sat down with her one day and let her tell that story.
Because that's really her side of the story. Is Cassie was very pushy about learning English.
Not pushy, but she's grateful now.
Well, but I can see Cassie. He was like, I'm gonna teach her.
Help this girl.
Yeah, and so, but Juju's side too of that is Cassie and Cassie's family took her in more or less and treated her just like their own, and she will never forget that. And so that's, I think, what has made that lasting impression and that bond.
Yeah, she remembers everything. She had lots of funny stories that I had completely forgot about, and she was telling Gary and Patrick as well, which is really cool because Juju and I spent a lot of time together, so obviously we're close. But Juju and Patrick got married after they had moved away, met each other at another college that Juju went and played volleyball with after our other college. And then we've only got to know him, and Gary got to know him the times we've hung out and been around each other, but they go out for a hike, they worked on the truck. Like, it's pretty cool that they have a friendship as well. But Juju told a funny story that she would be in the computer lab because she spoke zero English, but she is a physician's assistant, so she's obviously very smart.
She's caught up on English too now.
Yeah, but she's also to be a physician's assistant, you have to be highly intelligent. You have to have some goals and motivation, and you have to have a will. You know what I mean? So she would be in the computer lab, which I didn't realize she was doing this really. She would take her book in there because there was no way, if you come and you don't speak English, the teacher's going to let you pass,
I don't know, but you told me that.
Well, if you're going to try.
If you're trying.
Yeah. But that wasn't okay with Juju. She was going to get 100% on every test. And so she would take her book into the computer lab. And this was 2004, 2003. So technology was getting there. She would open up a Portuguese translator to English to Portuguese to English to Portuguese, type the entire chapter and translate it. She would type chapters and get it translated and then read it from there. Then she would pick out those important words and make flashcards on when I see these set of words, it goes with this definition.
She would associate things.
Yeah, so pretty much just memorizing those English words. She had no clue what they were really or what they meant other than when she translated them, and she would do that. So anyway, she'd be in the computer lab translating chapters of books, and she said I would walk around the corner and she'd be like, "Oh no, it's that American again." And I would say, "Hi, how are you? Do you need anything? Do you want to go eat?" And she said, she's just like, but as you can see, we become very good friends in the cafeteria. I would fork, spoon, straw, plate, bowl, cup, and we were learning English, and she would just be like, "I just want to eat." But I'm gonna say she's a physician's assistant because of my amazing English speaking. You guys know I'm real good at English lessons.
So Cass is responsible for that. At least all the positive things. Now, if there's anything negative, are you taking responsibility for that too?
Nope, none. But Juju's doesn't have anything negative about her. So anyway, dear friend, she ended up getting this ink pen that is very amazing, that instead of having to translate all that, she would roll the ink pen. Well, it looked like an ink pen. She would roll it over the words and it would translate it on that pen for her. So I'm sure there's some amazing apps now out there. But anyway, lots of amazing memories and funny stories that she has from her side of the 3 to 6 months that she didn't really know English, that I never really thought about. And so it was funny to hear those things.
Yeah. So friends like that it's priceless. And that's just some of the friends that we've been blessed with. We have friends here in Oklahoma. We have friends that we went to high school with that we still hang out with. Same thing. We have newer friends that they were acquaintances before on YouTube, and when we hang out with them, it's very similar. Mm-hmm. And we have friends that live in Tennessee and Texas, just all the way across the country. So we're so thankful for our friends and thankful for our 50 States in 5-year challenge, because we'll be coming.
All you friends that haven't seen us, here we come.
We'll be coming to visit more of you. And we talked about Juliana about what they're doing in Brazil right now.
Yeah.
And at some point, she's trying to talk us into going to Brazil to meet some of her family.
Yeah.
And that might be a little further off after our 50 states, but
and that might be just a me and Gary trip.
Yeah, it might be. That would be a fun trip though. So
yeah.
Who knows what the future holds, but we can't say how thankful we are for all of you friends out there and our family, our YouTube family, which is all of you guys watching. We're thankful for all of you, and especially on this channel, I feel it's a little more intimate.
You know how I said, when you said 50 states in 5 years, and I was like, we might get to meet some of you guys, but maybe in a Walmart parking lot just to make sure you're okay. And you guys cracked me up with your comments of, "We got a Walmart close by, I'll meet you there," or "Hey, just come over to the house, we're safe." And so that made me laugh, some of the comments you guys left about that.
And one of our subscribers actually did find us when we were in Alaska.
Debbie?
She said what we were talking about, the areas we were going to next, and she messaged you on Facebook or something, and said, "Hey, I live in this area, and we were going to be there the next day. So we told her about the time we'd be there. She came out and met with us. So Debbie, it was great to meet you in person, and we're very thankful for you for following along and the friendship we have now.
We never would have got to meet her if we wouldn't have went to Alaska.
No.
I mean, you can have like a meetup or something and be like, hey, everybody come, but is someone really going to come from Alaska to our YouTube meetup? I don't know, maybe, but
I would hope not.
we're not that cool.
I've met me, and I do not come from Alaska just to meet me. If I'm there, call me up. I'll stop by. I wouldn't.
I'm not disagreeing.
Don't do it.
Anyway, there's lots of you that live in Alaska that we weren't able to meet, but we appreciate your kind words, and a lot of you were just so excited that we were there and telling people about how amazing your state is. It's amazing. Like, you can drive and drive and drive, and there was never a time that I was like, all right, well, that's ugly, or that's boring, or when do we get to the next town that is actually pretty? Oklahoma's beautiful. I love Oklahoma, but there's certain parts of Oklahoma, I won't say because some of our friends live there, that when you drive through that area, you're like, holy cannoli, what am I looking at?
You get off the interstate and off the main roads, there is more beauty, I'm sure, but following those interstates, it's rough sometimes.
My college volleyball coach, it was in Seminole, so that's like by Oklahoma City, Shawnee area. So a lot of the times when we traveled, we never traveled through Northeast Oklahoma, or she didn't. But then she came to Northeast Oklahoma when she recruited me she came to my school, and she was like, I didn't know there was somewhere in Oklahoma that's actually pretty. So I want to say Northeast Oklahoma is the prettiest, but in Alaska, there was never a time that I was like, okay, when are we getting back to the pretty scenery? Like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was amazing all the time. And
you can go to any part, north, south, east, west.
And I would go back in a heartbeat, and maybe in a few years, because there's still further south I want to go.
Well, I want to go further north.
And so we've really kind of covered that eastern part, I think, but I think we could go further north. If we go later in the summertime, I think that would be good to go north. The time we went, I think further south would have been the best.
Yeah.
Time.
And I'm kind of mad at my schooling years, my education, because never did anyone tell me that Alaska is that ginormous. Like,
geography teacher?
It looks like it's that big.
Was your geography teacher a coach too? Just like mine?
Let's not get into that. But no one ever told me it was ginormous. Like, I just thought, it's the size of Texas, maybe, Oklahoma.
You probably had the brackets filled out for March Madness though, didn't
you? We're not going that route. So, no one ever told me how beautiful it was. Like, I mean, I knew it was pretty, but I didn't realize the entire thing is pretty. So anyway, our kids now know, and we will be spreading the word that Alaska is huge and it's beautiful.
So as far as catching up with us, planning and praying, we have several videos over at Walker Farm Fam about Alaska, our adventures in Alaska, everything from our ATV tours to glaciers,
painting for gold.
Yeah. So if
kids riding an airplane for the first time.
If you haven't checked that out, just head over to Walker Farm Fam and you can catch up on all of our Alaska adventures. And as far as what's coming up, our very next video that will be out tomorrow, Sunday, will be for us coming home.
Yep.
And so I think we still have one more.
Not like traveling home, but when we got home.
Yeah, when we got home, and a little flashback of Alaska in there too. So we have one more Alaska adventure we'll throw in sometime next week maybe, but right now we're back home. We've got a lot to do. So you can look for us to do more things on the farm. The garden has to be caught up.
Well, I was going to say we need to get the garden going, and we need to catch you guys up on that. We need to talk about Haas Tools a little bit. They have sent us some awesome stuff this year for our garden. So, and then we need to do a I'm sorry video.
Oh yeah.
To grow Jack. We did not get our pumpkins in, but I'm thinking we still go for it and see what happens, because they're 300-pound pumpkins. So if we only grow one that's 100 pounds, that's still amazing.
We could still put them in the ground.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. Do you guys think it's too late in Oklahoma to put pumpkins Not even sprouted yet, but we do have some good heat mats for.
Yeah, I think we should give it a try, but we feel really bad. GrowJack sent us those seeds, and we were really excited, and then time got away, and we went to Alaska, and we just weren't able to get it done. But we have other seeds that we have started and done, but I think it would be fun to do it and just see what happens. I mean, we're not going to win the competition
We probably wouldn't have won anyway.
Is it the Oklahoma pumpkin growing contest? It's in Claremore. I signed the kids up for it. It's in September. We had all the intentions of making it happen.
August, September. Yeah, 4 months.
Yeah, I don't know how long it takes
Days
to grow
to maturity.
a 500-pound pumpkin.
I'll check the package.
The kids have only seen this is a good sized pumpkin around here. So if we got one
big, by Halloween, it would be huge.
Yeah, and that would make really cool Halloween decorations. So I think we still need to give it a try, but I feel really bad that we weren't able to go full throttle.
Yeah, we didn't do it by the recommended date for sure. So sorry, Jack, but look for that in the upcoming future. As far as praying goes.
Anybody got any tips on how to cheat and get these going quick?
No cheating. Why would you cheat?
I saw that GrowJack made a wind block tent type thing. That's next level for his pumpkins.
Yeah.
It was pretty impressive.
I didn't see that.
It was when we were in Alaska. I got service just for a little bit, and it pulled up. I think it was a picture maybe on social media or his thumbnail. I was going to show it to you because I was like, hey, okay, we're not in that level.
Listen, if he's sharing his secrets, that's like a fisherman sharing their honey hole, like where they're going to get all the
I'm
big
sure
fish.
It wasn't his complete secrets,
Probably
but maybe.
Not. So as far as praying goes, Cassie's mom, my mother-in-law, who I love very much. I don't know why there's so negative connotation about mother-in-laws, but mine's great.
We both have the best.
She might be watching. Cindy, you're great.
Did you just call her Cindy?
Cinda, you're great.
Some people call her Cindy. Yeah, we both have amazing mother-in-laws. But so you guys know who the Pioneer Woman is. If you don't, Ree Drummond out in Pawhuska, Oklahoma.
We have a video where we went and visited her lodge. Go Walker Farm fam, check that out.
But she has cooking or cookbooks. She has cooking pots and pans. She has
a whole lineup at Walmart.
Yeah.
So when Paula Dean got pulled off the shelf,
let's not go there.
Pioneer Woman replaced her, and she's a local Okie. So
yep, and she just came out with a clothing line. But anyway, Walmart. Sometimes people say, "Well, that stuff's not any good. It's at Walmart." But my mom got her new knives, and let's just say Pioneer Woman knives are legit sharp. So my mom's used to not very good knives and dull knives and old knives that have probably never been sharpened. But apparently when my mom cuts an onion, she holds it in her hand and she doesn't like the middle part that's kind of crunchy. So she holds it in her hand and she puts the knife in there and she spins it and gets that, what would that be, like the core kind of out?
Yeah.
Well, you don't do that with Pioneer Woman knives. When she spun it,
I don't want to hear it.
It went straight out of the side and almost slit her thumb off.
Ooh.
So she was home alone and they live 20 minutes from town. Yeah. And that's not even a hospital. That's just to an ambulance. And she calls me. I'm doing chores. My phone rings. Actually, I think she hung up real quick and I thought, that's weird. Something's wrong. I immediately knew something was wrong. Call her back. What are you doing? Well, I'm okay, but I cut my thumb really bad. Pretty sure I got the tendon because I can't feel it. And it's bleeding real bad. Okay, I'll come get you. No, I'm in the car driving towards town. I already left the house. I'm coming. I can't get a hold of anyone else. I can't find your dad. I'm coming to your house. Okay. So first I said, if you're lightheaded or you don't feel good, pull over. I'll come get you. So as soon as she hangs up, call my brother-in-law because he is the fire chief or captain or whatever in our town. And he answers.
He's trained to be.
Yes, he's trained. I'm not trained for your thumb. I'm trained in first aid. But I'm not trained for a thumb that is just. Anyway, I call him and I tell him the situation, and so they call and she goes there. House is closer. He's trained. Much smarter deal. So anyway, they get her to the hospital. They get it stitched up, but they're not sure about nerve damage and all that. The day after we got back from Alaska, she had surgery. She got a pin put in it, but she's in a lot of pain. So she should have this motion. She won't have all the motion. She did cut it very good. Also, you know what she did? When she got the knife out of the dishwasher from washing it.
Oh yeah, I heard that. She
cut herself again.
Yeah, she said that. But
wasn't as bad.
The point is, what's the point?
The point is, please pray for my mother. She had surgery on her thumb. She got a pin put in it. She is a very active lady, not only on the farm, but she does home health and takes care of elderly patients. So she needs it to heal quickly. She is in a whole lot of pain, and she doesn't do good with like pain meds and things because she doesn't ever take that kind of stuff, and so it makes her sick. So anyway, be praying that that heals quickly, that she won't be sick, and that she won't cut herself with the Pioneer Woman knives again.
And there's a good possibility she was drinking whatever coffee Cassie's drinking right now, because I think you're on the next level now. Like usually, like last week, I think I caught up and I was getting hyped up, but I think you've arrived.
I wasn't sure what you were talking about.
So
it's just coffee. I'm so confused.
Prayers for Cassie's mom are greatly appreciated. That is full recovery. And anything else?
No, I think I'm not jet lagged anymore. I think that's what you're talking about.
I think she's rested up. I still haven't got to sleep in at all because every day I've been getting up to go to work.
Yeah, poor you.
And I haven't. One day I texted and they had slept till 11 o'clock. Like the day after, they were 11. So
Ranger slept till noon.
That's like 4 or 5 hours more sleep than I was getting at least. So anyway, I think Cassie's caught up on sleep. Thankful for that. But keep Cassie's mom in your prayers, and then also scroll down in the comments below because lots of people always leave comments down there. And we are praying for you, and we know others are as well because they say they are.
Yes, we thank you guys so much for watching. Not only Walker Farm Fam, but also watching Catching Up with the Walkers. You guys are the real MVPs. We appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to us ramble and love and support our family. We love y'all. We hope that you have a great, great day. And as always, God bless.